Hello everyone. So now we will begin with our next topic, that is your financial stability implications of artificial intelligence. So now what I'll do, I'll take this topic in a form of a story, okay, rather than taking down the huge notes and the exam perspective. No. First, we will understand each and every topic. One thing I'm sure of, after you are done with the lecture, you don't even need to, you simply start solving the question after completing the lecture, because trust me, over here what's my point is to help you to understand each and every concept in detail, and second, to save your time as much as possible. Clear? So the topic is clear that I am thinking about financial stability. Clear? Because AI have made huge amount of changes which we have studied in the previous lecture as well, that how it is actually helping the market and how it is actually disrupting the market. Clear? So let's start with understanding that how AI is actually the part of our life. How many of you actually have checked your bank balance on a mobile app? Every day we do, okay, via with the help of the net banking, and now we are doing it with the help of our so-called payment apps like Google Pay or Phone Pay. They all are connected to your bank servers. They all have the information of your bank account. How many of you got an OTP fraud alert from your bank that don't share your OTP with anyone? How many of you really have received a pre-approved phone call for a loan, or for a credit card without even you have applied for it? See, every one of us have experienced these things, whether it is a fraud alert, whether it is the pre-approval of your loan or pre-approval of your credit card, because it's all about the smart banking app. Clear? And it all powered by your artificial intelligence. They are running quietly, invisibly in the background of your bank. Clear? So now people are saying, sir, AI is coming into finance. The answer is, it was already there. It has been there for years. So sir, what have changed? See, the things which have changed is the scale, speed, and the sophistication of the AI. Clear? And that we are going to study over here. Clear? So one thing is clear, sir, AI is not new for us. It has been from years. Okay, I used to receive the phone calls, sir, I have a pre-approved car loan, I have a pre-approved personal loan. So I am receiving these phone calls, AI system automatically generating the leads to the bank, that these are your prospect clients, their credit history is good, their bank balance is good, they had a very good history with respect to the payments, with respect to the balance. Let us offer them the loan, because that's the main business of the bank. If they will give more and more loans, they will be able to generate huge amount of interest income. So one thing is clear, that this is not going to be a technology course. It's a risk management course. So I'm not going to teach you how to build an AI model. Okay, we are not going to write the code. So this is more of a risk management course. So what will be the agenda? Like, what happens to the financial stability when AI will become deeply embedded into the financial system? Means if I'll embed the AI to my financial system, what will happen with respect to the benefits, with respect to the danger? Clear? And what is the role of the regulators? What is the role of the risk manager? And people like you, a normal common person, what you will think about it? Clear? So this particular topic is like a lens where we are understanding the perspective, that's how AI is going to impact the financial stability. Clear? So this chapter is basically based on a report published by FSB. What is this FSB, sir? What is this FSB? FSB is Financial Stability Board. Financial Stability Board. Now this particular board is like a global watchdog for the financial stability. Clear? So they sit above all the individual central bank, above all the individual regulators. Means there are many central banks, there are many regulators. Every country have their own central bank, every country have their own regulator. So this particular board is above all of them. Clear? So when FSB will publish a report about AI, then entire financial world will pay attention to this. Clear? So their core idea is that, one idea is that the heart of everything we will study is going to be very simple, but it's very intuitive as well. So what we are going to study is basically a report of the FSB on AI. Clear? So now we know that AI is very powerful. It has some features like speed, like scale, automations, pattern recognitions. These are their powerful feature, which makes them an excellent tool to use. But again, these are the features which makes it dangerous as well if anything will go wrong. Clear? So we are going to study this in minute detail. Like speed will become a problem when error will happen at that level of speed. Means you are making a trade microsecond. So what will happen if you'll make a wrong trade every microsecond? Speed will become a problem. Scale will become a problem when one wrong model is used by hundreds of banks simultaneously. Then everyone is using that model. Automation will become a problem when nobody is actually watching that what machine is actually doing. So we are going to answer all these questions in minute detail. We are going to have 3 LOSs on this particular topic, so we will pick it up one by one. Clear? The main powerful aspect of the AI is again dangerous as well. So now you will see that how our 3 LOSs are actually going to be covered up. The first LOS is about the supply and the demand drivers. Clear? Like, why is AI growing so rapidly in finance? Clear? AI use case in finance, where AI is actually being used right now. This is discussed by LOS 2. LOS 3 is systemic risk and vulnerability. Means, sir, what can go wrong and what are the risks? So stage 1, sir, why it's growing. Stage 2, where it's actually growing. And stage 3, sir, what can go wrong, what are the potential risks associated with it. So now, one of the fastest evolving source of systematic risk. Systematic risk we have studied a lot before. Okay, whether it is from the credit risk perspective, market risk perspective, or liquidity risk perspective. But today in global finance, the most important source of systematic risk is your AI. See, you remember what happened in 2008? There was some complex financial models built by some very smart people at a very prestigious institutions. And now, because it's a prestigious institutions, everyone trusted blindly. Nobody truly understood that what's inside those product. Okay, whether it is a mortgage-backed securities, CDO, CMO, so many things. Nobody could explain them. Okay, and when they failed all at once and at a very massive scale. Now, this is something exactly happening the same with AI models today. They are complex, so they are opaque, clear, and they all are actually, this whole AI is actually embedded in my critical financial decisions. So whether it is lending, or whether it is trading, risk management, fraud detections, and at a speed that nobody is expecting. We are integrating AI so fast in our models, no one is actually expected. So if it is complex, if it is opaque, no one understand what is happening, it can happen again what had happened in 2008. Clear? So what FSB want is to understand that, see, these risks are involved. So before anything goes wrong, prepare yourself. I'm trying to give you a hint that be prepared, that you can fall into a trap of AI. Clear? Let me give you one example so that you can make this topic more relatable. Like, think of AI in the financial system like electricity in the city. When electricity first arrived in the city, it was transformative. Factories becoming more productive, homes are becoming much more safer, easier to manage, commerce accelerated, enormous benefits. Clear? But electricity also created some new risk as well, which were never existed before, like fire from the faulty wiring. We have seen many factories, they get burned into ashes because of the short circuit. Okay, blackouts that actually paralyzed the entire city if electricity is gone for say 2 days. Okay, and it's very dangerous because your dependency will be on the power grid. What if it will fail? Then it will bring down everything down at a once. So AI is also fitting inside the same city, just like a electricity. If anything will go wrong, then you have to deal with the real risk. So now, if I want to give you a short summary of these three questions, sir, why is AI is growing so rapidly? So first of all is from the side of the one those who are supplying it, because it's a supply and demand driver. Supply means what? So there are better models, okay, faster GPUs like your chips, then a huge amount of massive unstructured data, and easy access to cloud computing or pre-trained models. These are the things available in the market now. To the banks, to the financial institutions, what they want profitability, they want to cut the cost, they want to boost the revenue, because there is a intense competition. So there is a, like a fear of missing out. Clear? So strictly they are incorporating the AI too quickly into their model. So it's a fight between the companies, which making them that they should use the AI to process the things quickly, faster, efficiently. Now earlier what 10 people used to do in 10 hours, now it is done by one person in just 1 hour. But it is possible only with the repetitive task. Everything cannot be done by AI. So the first thing is, sir, why AI is growing? Because first of all, supply is available, and then there is a demand, huge demand because they want to cut the cost, boost the revenue, intense competition, and they want to enforce these AI into their business model. Clear? Next is, sir, where AI is actually being used. See, there is industry use as well as the regulatory use. Industry use means what? Customers, okay, credit checks, okay, advanced chatbots like ChatGPT and all we are using. Clear? Or you can say, if you're looking from the bank's perspective, they're creating the chatbot so that customer can ask the question directly rather than calling a customer care. Clear? Saving money and time. For the back office operations, writing the codes, managing the risk, trading, sir, reading the market sentiments, executing the trades. Even they are using it for compliances. Compliances means they want to catch the frauds as well as money laundering. So this is the industry side uses, but again it is used by the regulators as well. That is your subtech, which we have discussed in the previous lectures. Okay, so central banks scanning the vast documents, trades, volumes, price, and monitoring the economy as a whole. And if there is some breach, some there is insider trading signals, frauds there, then these AI is actually tracking them out. Clear? But the third point is about, sir, what can go wrong? What are the risks? So risk also we have discussed in the previous topic, sir. Concentration. Okay, everyone relies on that big tech clouds and chip providers, and if all the banks will use the same AI, then there will be a panic selling. Clear? Hackers using the AI for better attacks, deepfakes, and disinformations. Clear? And model risk is there, hallucinations, okay, and black box decision making, because where you don't know how that decisions is actually made. So these are the 3 points we are going to cover up, and trust me, 40% of the concept are repeated from the previous topics as well. Okay, whether it is the concentration risk, whether it is the model risk, whether it is the speed risk, everything is relatable. Okay, now we are moving ahead with the first LOS. Or what I'll do, I'll keep this much in this lecture, which is a summary of the whole topic, and in the next lecture I'll begin with the first LOS. Okay, thank you.